Hiya, good morning, Active Bryant Systems here, and somebody asked me what do I eat during my day. So first of all, I try and eat about 6 eggs a day. So 6 eggs a day I eat, simply because I want the highest cholesterol possible in which to keep my muscle mass. The other thing that I eat that I forgot this morning was sauerkraut. Sauerkraut will feed the gut biome in your gut and keep it healthy. I try and use organic, slightly salty butter. Then I'd have some gherkins. Gherkins, organic of course. Everything that I eat is organic. I do like a bit of coconut milk. It's really lovely, good for parasites and fungal infections. Then I might have some natural yogurt later on in the day as a snack. I do love a bit of organic beetroot, some beetroot there. And then meat-wise, my local butcher does some awesome burgers. So I've got some burgers there that I eat. Then I've got some chicken legs. I try and rotate the food as much as I can, but sometimes when you're busy at work, running around, seeing people, helping people, it's not that easy. So here's me chicken legs from the butchers. So I can't have the breast meat, it has to be the leg meat because it's high in pure iron and gives me good energy. Whereas if I have the breast meat, I will feel tired. I've got a bit of a bone in there. So I've got a bit of a bone on today. Now there's a bit of bone. There's a bit of bone there. So I'll use that in a bone broth. It's gone a bit furry now, so I've got to throw that out. I do like a lot of liver as well. In here I've got chicken on skewers. So it's just easy to cook. I do like to have carrots raw, and with the carrots raw I will sometimes as a snack, if I'm hungry, I'll use wild smoothie, whole earth smoothie organic peanut butter. So I really like that. And when I'm crashing or need more energy, I'll eat some pecan nuts. The water I drink is normally distilled, so I've got a distiller. As you can see there, can you see the distiller? So I use the distiller for my water. And then sometimes if I run out of water, very rarely I'll drink Scottish water. But I do enjoy Scottish water than Evian water for some reason. I think it's because I've been there a few times and it's a lovely place. Then the olive oil I use is here. Clear Spring Organic Olive Oil, extra virgin. You've got to make sure your olive oil is in dark glass. Taste the olive oil. If it doesn't burn the back of your throat, then it's shit oil, throw it away. Then I use coconut oil, there you go. And then I use, this is really nice as well to cook with. I use, what's this, organic grass-fed beef fat. So it's grass-fed. So I like that as well. Anything else in here? I am partial to some walnuts. I like walnuts as well. There you go, some walnuts. And because I'm a I use flaxseed as well. Oh, chia seed, sorry. There's chia seed. I used to have, and then I use pumpkin seeds as well. So I used to have, porridge on a regular basis, but now the research is saying that porridge is really detrimental to the heart, and it causes phytic acid, the same as nuts if they're not soaked overnight, that may inhibit the vitamins and minerals you're trying to put into the body. And then the other thing that I do is I take lots of fish oil. So that's one fish oil I use. Then the second fish oil I use is there, which is high in omega-3 and 2,200 milligrams of EPA and DHEA and a vitamin D. The reason why is because it's a great fat loss agent, as well as it can help push up DHEA, which is a precursor to testosterone, a little bit, so that can help you as well. And then on top of that, my favourite is Shilajit. I do that every morning. I've not had it yet, so I've got to do that. And then I drink a variation of teas. So I do like Pucker's free cinnamon tea, there you go. And then this is my favourite at the moment. I go through fads, matcha tea. So that's really nice, green tea. And I found that certain green teas, if I have this green tea, it makes me go panicky. It's really weird. So I can't drink that one. Oh, the other thing I really like. The other thing I have on a regular basis is chaga, because it's anti-cancer. It can help. It makes me feel a bit stronger in my body, a lot stronger in my body. So I have that, and I've got some chaga drops as well, which I really love. So I've been using this for years. And then for muscle gaining, I use excellent BCAAs for before my workout, for after a workout. Now this is not a good BCAAs, it's high, it's 7 grams. Yeah, 7 grams per serving with 30 servings, but it's got a cracking agent in it and something else that I don't like. And the normal one I get, they're sold out of, so I'm waiting for it to come back into stock. And then I use this other supplement called Charge, which is brilliant for workouts. I seem to be really buzzing, really push a bit harder, which is great. And then I have Classic Cool Creatine, which is not in a snazzy box, but this has lasted me ages. It was up right here. And I have creatine nearly every day. I've got 18-inch arms. My workout consists of 5 exercises, 32 sets, maybe less depending on how I'm feeling. Always going heavy, but sometimes I might do German volume training. Other days I might just do 8 to 12 repetitions. Another day I might go in and do a 1 rep max and leave the gym. It all depends on how I'm feeling. And then other days I might go in the gym and just do Tai Chi for an hour and leave, you know. So it's not set in stone. And what I learned from Charles Parlequin's books and his information, God rest his soul, he passed away a few years ago. He says the longer you've been training, the more frequently you need to change your workouts. So with my regular clients, I've always really done that. You know, they'll come in and I'm not seeing them for a couple of weeks and they've been doing stuff on their own, and I'll do a different program. They'll really enjoy it. They'll get the DOMS, onset muscle soreness, and they're feeling good. And then 2 weeks later, I'll change it again, just doing it automatically. And that seemed to always work, and it works for my body as well. Over 30 years of training experience now. I started in my early 20s and been going ever since. The longest I've had out is 6 months during COVID, and I went down to 11 stone. I'm now back up to, I think last time I weighed myself I was 16. But now I'm being a bit more stricter with my diet. No crisps, no chocolate. I'm a bit of a chocoholic. I don't drink, I don't smoke. So I've got to have some pleasures in life. So by cutting out them certain foods, my body is getting leaner and leaner again. I feel at my best at 14 stone. 14 stone, or just under 14 stone, is really, really good. So when I take my top off, I look really lean. My waist comes right in, and people are like, wow, you know, a lot of people go, you know, what are you on, what are you doing, and stuff like that, for being so lean and always having a genetically really small waist. So over the next few weeks, you'll see me get leaner and leaner. You can see it's coming in on the side of the face. I'm not looking as puffy. Because in the winter, I suffer with season deficit disorder, and it makes me crave lots of carbohydrates. And you can look online, it says that it does that. So this year, coming into winter, I'm going to boost my vitamin D levels, which they're already high, because I've had them checked. And I'm going to take high amounts of 5-HTP. This is an amino acid again, and it's supposed to really, really help with mood and stuff like that. And then I'll use my sun lamp that I've got, that I'll use every day as well, more religiously, so I don't end up overeating on carbohydrates. And you know what it's like in the winter? I'm a bit of a bear, so bears like to store fat in the winter for energy, and so that's really needed. So remember, I'm 52 years old. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I just try and, you know, keep myself as healthy as possible, doing strength and conditioning one day, Tai Chi the next, you know, some primal movement patterns the following day. And I mix it up and I mix it around depending on my mood and how I'm feeling. And sometimes I just don't feel like training, so I'll go for a walk. I'll always do something physical, and I don't own a car. I walk everywhere, because I believe that cars make us lazy and they're polluting the atmosphere and all that type of stuff. And we will see with this ULEZ thing, a lot of people, I think, will get rid of their cars because they'll be thinking it's going to cost them too much money to travel, as well as they can't go as far as they used to go without being charged. So one way of still getting around London, you got the bus, you got the tube, and the tubes are so easy now. You got where I live, really close, easy to get to, and travelling on certain times of day, they're not so busy or rammed. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it answered your questions about the foods that I eat. So mainly high protein, low carb, high fat, and I do intermittent fasting occasionally as well. So I do cold showers as well, but not overly cold, you know, because I don't want to damage my system. So I'm always aware of if I'm feeling a little bit low, then I may not do a cold shower, listening to my body and all that. So I try and do everything I possibly can in which to keep my health up, age 52. I want to get to 92, being healthy and strong. And I've worked with an 81-year-old, and to see him still be strong, still be working out, was a real inspiration for me, and spurs me on. And most of my friends, close friends, are all in their 60s. They all seem to be 62, which is great. And I look up to these guys that are still training, still working out, and not letting age be something where you go, oh, I've reached 50 now I can sit on a sofa and be a couch potato. The science proves now that if you lose your glute muscle and your quad muscle, you start rapidly aging and getting closer to the grave. Whereas if you keep your glute and calf muscles, glute and quad muscle strong, with strength and conditioning, you'll keep looking younger for longer. And many people, when they meet me, are quite surprised at my age. And I tell them I'm 50, 52. I'm like, wow, you ain't got no wrinkles or anything like that. No surgery, nothing like that. I think it's a genetic thing. My dad is in his late 80s now, or early 80s. And even in his 60s and 70s, he still didn't really age that much in the face. Through not being, you know, I smoked for a little while when I was young, being young, dumb and full of cum. But then I stopped everything, even I was taking a lot of drugs as well, because, you know, I was easily influenced at that time. But then one day my body said, don't do that, because I was really, really sick. And I thought, I don't want to feel like this ever again. And I'd always train, because my teacher Oliver Caviglioli, a French teacher, taught me how to lift weights when I was like 14, 15. And that really saved my life, you know, because it really taught me that if you want to achieve anything in your life, you've got to go through pain barriers and you've got to push yourself. So for me to write my book took me 2 years. For me to pass Chek level 5 certified master took over 6 years. Lots of studying, lots of reading, lots of assessments, lots of ups and downs, but I stayed focused and achieved it. And I've got some new goals that I'm pushing towards now, and see how that pans out, you know. But you just gotta, you know, with diet, if your diet is clean, you think clearer, you can focus better, you can push more, you can feel when something's going wrong in the body, you know. I know that if I start eating chocolate and crisps, I start feeling bad about myself. I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not feeling good. So now if I get a craving, I will eat one piece of the chocolate, but it'll be the best chocolate I can buy. And it might be, instead of normal crisps, I'll buy, what are them crisps called? Seaweed crisps or something like that. So then I know I'm putting something a little bit healthier in my body than rather, you know, getting quavers or something like that. I know quavers are lovely and Monster Munch are lovely, but I know that they're really detrimental to health. So I try and avoid them and get the next best thing. Does that make sense? Oh, hummus crisps. We've got hummus crisps now. Or I might buy some pork scratchings, which there's a pork shop locally to me, and they do these big containers of pork scratching, about £5 a box, £5 a container. But they've got high amounts of salt. Yeah, they've been deep fried, but hopefully in good fats. But that seems to balance out my energy. And then, as you see, I eat a lot of nuts in which to keep my brain power going, because I find that as soon as my fat levels go down in the brain, because a bigger percentage of your brain is fat as well as water, I feel much better when I start ingesting nuts. And I might have a spoonful of coconut oil as well, or some olive oil, or fish oils, and that seems to perk me right up again. So because I brain crash a lot being dyslexic. Dyslexics have a short attention span, and I never understood that before. But now I know what to do. As soon as I'm crashing or feeling tired, have some food, have a little sleep, wake up, then get back to what I'm doing again. Does that make sense? That's one of the reasons why I've always been self-employed, because being in a normal job just kills me, you know. I don't like being told what to do, being self-employed. And being self-employed is much more rewarding when you get a new client, or something happens like I sell more books or something like that, you know. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope there's a good insight to the food that I eat. Everything is 90% organic. Sometimes I can't get organic, so sometimes you have to have the not so healthy food, but I'll just make sure it's fresh instead and not in a packet. If you look at most places now, they're wrapping all the meat in plastic. That plastic leaks into the meat, that goes into your system, and they're saying it's the equivalent to having 24 plastic bags inside your body. So who wants that? I certainly don't. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, please like, please share, and if you've got any other questions, please comment down below and I will answer it with a video the best way that I can. Thanks very much. Have a wonderful Saturday. 18-inch guns on the way, 19, here they come. No, I'm happy with 18. I'm already people looking at me like I'm a freak, which I am a freak, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.